everybody. But first off, let me introduce you to my brother and business partner, Ken. Hi, Ken.
Hey everyone, good to be here. Today we have a really exciting product that I wanted to tell everybody about, and we're going to be presented to you by Mr. Todd Gross. He's a fantastic product creator, and what we're going to be presenting to you is what everybody needs. And what it is it actually can create content for you from videos on YouTube and all over the place. And this is the perfect product for anybody who is a website owner or of course, an internet marketer, as we all are, because as we all know, online content is king. The more content that you have continuously being added to your website, the more chance that you have Google coming back and continuously boosting you up in the rankings. So that's why you have to have a lot of always fresh but new and good quality content. So let me go ahead and introduce everyone to Mr. Todd Gross.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Welcome to the show, Todd.
Glad to
So
have
I know this is powerful software that you have, and it's going to make everything easy with the push of a buttons. Can you explain it a little bit and how powerful and how this is going to help everybody in their business?
Sure. First of all, as I go through it, I just want to say it's really easy to use. It's really easy to do. So even though what I'm about to tell you is going to seem almost crazy powerful, I just want to make sure you understand it's really easy. Basically, what happened, and it's a long story, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to shorten as much as I can, is I was approached by someone about 2 years ago. His name is Eyal. His last name begins with an M, and it's totally unpronounceable, so I can't pronounce it. But he came to me and he said, I have this great piece of software that I'd like you to work with me on. So myself and my partner Shannon Murphy started working with him on something that we called iMaster YouTube. And that is the birth of this product, Article Buddy. iMaster YouTube was a product that went in and it took YouTube videos and it actually allowed you to draw an article from the video, which is the opposite of what most people think of. Most people think you could take an article and then kind of change it into a video by making it speak it out. But this is the opposite. The reason that we did this was because it turns out that there's closed captions and there's actual transcripts that Google assigns to every video eventually, almost every video. And it also turns out that if you request just the ones with closed captions, which means somebody went in and already typed in the content of what was said in the video, then you'd get a perfect transcript. So we released that product. It did very well, and that was about 2 years ago. Now, 1 year later, last year, Radu Hahenu, all right, from Romania, young guy, genius guy, said, you know, I have the perfect complement to that product. I have an article spinner that actually spins articles invisibly, and I'll explain what that means in just a moment. So we combined two products, an article spinner with our original product, iMaster YouTube, and we came up with Article Buddy. And let me tell you what that did last year, because this year it's gotten even better. So now imagine this. You put in a keyword, and you're able to pull down article after article after article, perfectly transcribed if you click the closed caption option, from videos, because each video is assigned an actual text, and you could have that text. Now you take that text and you spin it. You put it in the spinner like that, but when it spins it, it looks exactly the same. Well, you're saying, well, how could that be? If it looks the same, how could it be spun? Well, it turns out that you can add certain code inside the article so that the spinning is invisible. And while that sounds kind of black hat, it's nothing that Google has given us a problem with for about 1.5 years now. It turns out if you spin the article invisibly, it looks the same, it goes through Copyscape as a different article, it shows up as different, so you could actually have a slew of articles come out of your original video. So you could get video after video after video, and then article, 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 and then turn that into a whole load of content. 1 year later, this year, we're now launching Article Buddy Pro, which does this. And, you know, it's like tuning it up, putting it on hyper speed. Now we can do many keywords. We also are able to take this and populate a blog for you automatically so that all these articles that are coming at you and the videos can be placed on a blog automatically so that you're done all in one step. And that's what we're actually going to be launching on October 2nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, just a tremendous piece of software that solves your content problems completely.
That sounds awesome. Todd, so how would somebody actually use this for YouTube marketing? What would you say?
Well, you know, in this case, it's kind of like you already are a YouTube marketer, so you're able to get in there and grab the YouTube videos because you're already familiar. I mean, you're part of James and Ken's crowd. You're already familiar with what it is to put in a keyword and find a YouTube video. Now what you could do is you could automatically populate a blog with those videos coming from the keyword, but you could also populate your blog with articles. And article marketing is very important. It's a key element that we usually don't address, but that's going to help get more eyeballs on your videos and bring them to your monetized site, because remember, you're going to bring people eventually to your CPA offer or whatever James and Ken are telling you to monetize it with, and this is going to help get you out there and ranked by having these blogs which are populated with much fresh.
So what I would actually use this for was that even for websites or YouTube, I guess in a way I would never have to write another article again.
Well, that's true, and I got to tell you, I was actually doing article marketing before I knew it, and before there was such a thing, back in 1994, 1995. That's over 20 years ago now. Almost 20 years ago, right? 2014, yeah. And I was doing it in the astronomy niche, which is funny because that's the example we use in Article Buddy. And I was selling things indirectly, pardon me. In the astronomy niche, I was selling telescope equipment and eyepieces. And I was doing it by writing article after article myself. Those articles are still, you could still get, let's say, just as an example, if you're doing astronomy, you could now get tons and tons of articles by putting in the keyword astronomy or telescope on that particular niche. So all you would do is just put in the keyword and poof, you would immediately pull all these videos down. Now, what are you going to do with those videos? Well, you can actually draw the articles from those videos and put it on a blog, and you constantly are going to be able to get eyeballs to your articles. You don't have to write them like I did. I struggled for years writing those articles, and I was trying to sell these eyepieces and equipment for astronomy, but as I said, it was prior to the internet marketing wave today, so I didn't realize that I was doing what is legitimately internet marketing, which I learned about 10 years after that. So yeah, you could do that. What I struggled with already existing content that's out there.
That's fantastic. Ken?
Yeah, I was going to say one thing that I love about this software is, number one, it's very easy to use because as Todd says, it's one click and you can basically go ahead and get something that's completely original. But another thing that I have to say is when you're doing article spinning, and we've used article spinnings for many years, and in fact we actually had a article spinner that would constantly be posting automatically on our websites, and we'd be getting tons of traffic from Google, and we'd be making a ton of money through Google AdSense. But one of the key things that you have to remember about Todd's product versus many other products that are out there is that this is very readable. The article actually makes sense once it's spun, where a lot of the other old-fashioned spinners, when it does spin the article, it's great, but then you go back and you read it and you say, what the heck does this even say? What does this mean? It's just a bunch of words all thrown together. So that's one thing that I would say, wouldn't you agree with, Todd, is that being 100% readable is very important.
The reason I didn't stress that more is I'm almost embarrassed how well it works, because what it does is it takes the original article and it makes it look exactly the same. And to me, that seems to me almost to be a little bit gray hat in that you can't see any difference. In fact, when I first used the software let's see, about a little over a year ago, when I first looked at this software that we were putting together with Redu, I was so confused because it is impossible to tell the difference between the original article and the follow-up article because the code that makes it different is invisible to the naked eye. And that is just such a hard concept to realize that this is a different article. So look at it and you can say, nah, it's not really different. I don't believe it. So what you do is you then run it through Copyscape, which shows you if it's a unique article or not. And it is. It's always completely original when you run it through there. And it is always going to be viewed differently by Google. Now, at this point, we have a few thousand copies of this out there already, and this has been, going on for well over a year. In fact, when we merged the software, Radu had already put out just the article spinner portion of this separately about 6 months prior to that. So we're looking at about 18 months now of this already being in use. Now we're making it even better by auto-populating a blog. And I'll tell you about on the inside, we have something that makes it even better still. I'll tell you about in a minute. But the point is that one of the reasons that I don't stress it so much is because I'm almost embarrassed at how well it works, because it just seems to me to work too well. How could you have two articles that look identical work so well like that? How could they really be different articles, even though they look identical? But they are.
Okay, well first let's take a look at how easy it is to pull an article from eZine Articles and actually make it into unique content for Google. Now I'm going to use the keyword astronomy in this case and search for articles directly from eZine Articles. Now, as you can see, the software is populating more than one article associated with my keyword. In fact, it will populate 10 articles at one time, giving you a greater variety to choose from. This is big because the original Article Buddy only pulled one article at a time. So let's go ahead and select one of the articles. Now watch how easy it is to create a unique article. Just press execute. Poof! You're done. Now you may be saying, hey, that didn't change at all. It looks exactly the same. And that's the whole point. To some extent this is true, but in Google's eyes, to Google this is a unique article. Don't believe it? Watch, I'll check it with my Copyscape account. Look, it's 100% unique. It's really cool. Truly amazing stuff. It's all done invisibly. Now let's convert a YouTube video into an article and turn that into unique content. I am going to go to YouTube, type in my keyword. I'm going to use astronomy again, and I want to search for videos with built-in closed captioning. Why? Well, because we're going to draw out the article from the video, believe it or not, because it gives me a 100% accurate return. Now, in order to do this, I just want to choose Filter and select Closed Captions. Okay, and then select the video I want. Then I'll copy the URL. I'll take it back to the software and paste it into the software. And look, the video is transcribed and displayed right here. Now, isn't that incredible? Now, just like we did before, we can execute this article and do a secret, so-called secret, I guess you could call it, rewrite that makes it unique to Google even though it looks exactly the same to the human eye. And we'll check this in Copyscape too. I mean, can you imagine how much this changes things? Unlimited unique content is now only a couple of clicks away with Article Buddy Pro software. This is truly game-changing. Just a couple of more things I want to point out so you understand them before you purchase the software. First, selecting only stop words. The software will rewrite the article by changing words that we frequently use that have little or no meaning, like at, after, or. Those are examples of stop words. Now this is good because it makes the article unique without affecting the SEO quality of the article. Now, there is an HTML option that works with Squidoo and other websites that do not support plain text and only support HTML. And then there's the spin option, which allows you to use services and tools that support syntax. Now, this next feature really separates Article Buddy Pro from its predecessor, and it makes it so much more powerful. What is it? You can now post directly to your WordPress blogs from Article Buddy Pro. That's right, you can post the YouTube videos along with the transcribed article that goes along with that video to your blog. This is how it works. Just click the WP poster icon, and you'll see this screen where you can add a new blog. You simply enter your blog's URL, your admin username, and the password, and add the blog. That's it. Then you can input your keywords, select the number of articles you want to post, 10, 15, or 20, and click WP Publish, and that's it. Article Buddy Pro will post those articles to the blog you added. Now, take a look at what was just populated on our test blog for the keyword astronomy. Look, brand new articles just posted. They even pop up in the recent article section here. And further down the page, you could see the astronomy videos posted along with the transcription as well. Very powerful.
Perfectly readable articles.
Cool, Ken?
Yeah, and that's one thing also that I wanted to say is it is important that your article spinner can pass Copyscape, because if it doesn't pass Copyscape and you're spinning an article and you think that it's different enough, Google is going to go ahead and they're going to slam your site, and they're going to perhaps even de-index you because they're going to find that you're actually copying other people's content, and Google does not like that at all. But with one of the ideas that you've come across is how you could actually have it auto-posting continuously videos as well as content. That's one thing that I have to say is I really love. And how easy is that to do, Todd? Is that something that after you tell it to go ahead and do this 3-step process to spin and then go ahead and then rewrite it and then post, is that?
Yeah, it's a very simple process. I used it with the guys. You know, they were showing it to me, but Radu is the expert on it. And I got to say that he'd be the best person to speak to in terms of the actual function of that. But when I tried it, it was really quick and really easy. And it does it to your WordPress blog. Now, if you get it's called Article Buddy X. I was going to call it a one-time offer, but I hate that word. The offer on the inside, if you get Article Buddy X, you actually can do this for multiple sites. So you could do multiple blogs. And you could also share the articles that you create as a service. So you could go on Fiverr and offer this as a service and get a lot of money to do this for other people. So you could use the software and charge other people to do this actual spinning and, you know, drawing out of content. You could offer that as a service on Fiverr and really get paid a lot of money, especially with upsells that you put on there, etc. And that is a really, really ridiculously low-cost upgrade to the Article Buddy Pro. So it's Article Buddy Pro is the basic offer, and Article Buddy X is going to be that upgrade, which allows you basically to have a developer license on it and to go out there and sell your service and do this on multiple blogs. So it's easy to do. You'll be able to do it right away when you get the software, and then you'll be able to do this for other people as well. Really cool stuff to your curating needs.
Exactly. I'm telling everybody, let me just tell everybody, I give this 2 thumbs up. You have to get it. That's all I can tell you. There's software out there that's not even close to this, and I don't want to name it, but it's like $100 or so. And Ken knows what I'm talking about. It starts with a D. And Todd knows what I'm talking about now. And it doesn't do a good job. This is professional. I mean, it's just crazy insane how easy this is. I mean, it just writes out all your content. There's no more writing. If you actually want to make a YouTube video and use this software, now what you do with this put it into a PDF, what now you can do is use this as a bonus. Do you understand the power of this? You cannot but get this. You have to get this, because you know what? If you don't, and all of a sudden this is gone and they take it off the market, you know what? You're going to wish you got it. I promise you're going to love it. 2 thumbs up. Ken, what do you think?
It's definitely something. It's a must, and that's one thing. As James was saying, is that there's other products that are out there that don't do nearly as good as this. They can't go ahead and make it, as Todd says, as close to the article as possible, and that's what I love, is where he says you can take the two articles, put them side by side, and you can barely tell the difference. Because I've seen a lot of spinners out there, and it's utter junk, and that's one of the reasons why I don't use spinning. But this is something you have to have in your arsenal if you're really serious about making money online.
Todd, you got the last word.
I'm just excited because this is one of the, often I will release a product that doesn't have a history behind it. This has a history behind it, so we know it already works. It's been in use, and yet we're re-releasing it now. So yeah, we'll may shut it down again in a couple of weeks. We're going to judge that when, in the next 2 weeks, and then you won't be able to get it again. But those that got it last round and have been using it, we haven't had many problems with it at all. And this is really something that has been out there. It's tried. It's true. It works. And that's why I feel so good about it. It's great new software that still needs a little bit of tweaking. And that's not the case this time.
Exactly. Guys, just get it. Don't be, like my friend Brad would always say, don't be a baby. Just grab it. You need this in your business. And you know what? I'm getting a copy as soon as we're done here. I'm telling you, I love it. I have to have it in my business. I cannot do my business without this because, you know what? We put out PDFs. I'm going to tell you, please get it, and then let me know how much you love it. All right, everybody. See you on the other side. Bye-bye.